Shirk, Cheat and Blame, coming from the book Mindset by Carol Dweck. I'll chuck it in the description. This one I wanted to look at because it kind of hit home for me because I've recently had a stint in a position. Now learning the ropes of a new, I suppose, sector. It wasn't really a new industry. I understand the fundamentals, but it was deemed that I was shirking my responsibility, a lot of negative elements towards it, and kind of helped me to understand and see that when we don't have all the facts, and I've talked in numerous other videos around gathering the information, grabbing the data before we start to jump, because it's more easy for us to make a fool, I suppose, of ourselves with the lack of knowledge, awareness and data by speaking up and jumping to conclusions, than if we gather all that intelligence, all that information, and act out of intelligence and education. So all these comments and stuff were brought forward around myself, around I suppose perspectives, also around how things were perceived, that I'd made claim. So I started the job and I was more telling the team around my background. I'd been running a big team and now I was going to a very, very, very small team. And I was highlighting the fact that, you need to just bear with me because I have run a big team and I don't want to micromanage. That's not my style. But there's probably going to be more time that I'm going to have, at this point, and I don't want to shrink all the time down onto a smaller team and have them feel like I've compressed. That was misread and it was seen as like big noting rather than, again, I suppose, my position of more awareness creation. So I suppose a lot of the claims that were made, a lot of the things brought forward made me kind of go, this person is acting from a place of insecurity. This person was not gathering all the intelligence, all the data, all the facts to then make an educated call. And it helps us to understand that with that fixed mindset, so bringing it back into the mindset aspect, they felt like they were having me come in and try and be better than them, or, and I've talked about it before, where to try and get into the mindset of other individuals, or if it doesn't, if you're not in that league, I suppose, then it's going to be almost impossible for you to ascertain that level of thinking. But my observations and stuff, reviewing the situation, and I've talked about this, journaling and thinking through situations and being able to try to learn from it. And I suppose what I learned from this was, with a fixed mindset, people feel, again, it's more a race. It's a better than, got to be bigger than, got to play harder, got to, and I'm not as good as you, or you're gooder than me, and it just becomes like this tug of war. When every individual person, all of you watching, myself included, we're all unique. We're all on a different playing field. We're all playing completely different games. So if you're playing hockey and I'm playing football, the rules are not necessarily the same, and nor are you winning or I'm losing. We're playing completely different games in a completely different field. The same thing being that we're possibly on grass and there's some sky above us. You could be in an arena, metaphorically. But we get caught up in this, you're not and I am, and it becomes so, I suppose, almost like a bitterness in a sense. And on reflection of this incident and this event, I suppose, it helped me to understand that the life in that thinking is so negative. Now, what highlighted it most for me was the lack that this person didn't understand why I was hired. They didn't understand what the management above had actually brought me in for. So they thought I was here as a technical lead, and I'd been hired as a team lead. I'd been hired to provide leadership and human resource management, essentially, to help the team achieve the outcomes, but not from necessarily a technical standpoint, but from an operational standpoint. This person had the thinking that I should know what I'm talking about, I should be able to do the job, I should be a technical lead. That was their misunderstanding. So in all of this and in the digging, I looked at it and I'm like, so really this particular person could have become more aware by collecting the data and the information prior, by talking to the management, saying, look, I'm not quite sure, these are the things that I'm seeing, I care for the team, and I care for this, and get their head around what the purpose and what the position was. And so I suppose from this I want to implore to you guys, when is it that you've jumped the gun? When is it that you've kind of gone AWOL and flown off your rocker without having the data, without having the knowledge and the information, and you're working from a place of a mindset of being fixed? This isn't fair, I don't think this, I'm not discrediting everything that was made the claim, and I'm not saying I'm perfect. Again, that's a fixed mindset, I'm learning. But the difference was the level of expectation of this employee that reported under me versus what the management, we're talking 2 weeks in, and the expectation from them was, yes, they were expecting a technical lead, but not a team lead. Not my job to make that work. But I was just doing as I was told, and I had my management saying, yep, that's what you're here to do. But when have you jumped the gun, and when have you run full steam ahead? I'm right, this is it. I have learnt myself to slow things down, even if it's by a day, even if it's by a week, and gather the information, talk to, you fine line between the gossiping and the, talking, but gathering the information from management above and verbalizing your concerns, making sure you are knowledgeable in what you're talking about before you dart straight off and go, this is all the evidence, this is all the problems, and start to lay claims and stuff like that. I'm Rick Marks, that's today's episode. You have a fantastic day. Thumbs up, links are in the description for the mindset book. We'll be looking more at that and some of the other concepts around the mindset, the fixed and the growth. You have a fantastic day. I'll be back tomorrow 9 a.m. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.